Hey, Jets fans. This is Jeremy from Jets Chaos. Been a while, back. Let me tell you what's been getting on under my skin. Under my skin. Shannon Sharpe or whichever Sharpe. Maybe it's the other Sharpe. Oh, you know that guy? The moron, the stupid. I can't speak the language. The freaking guy is a complete moron. I'll tell you something about Aaron Rodgers. You don't miss minicamp. These guys are so pathetic and so ridiculous. This is what happens when you take a football player and say, now we're going to pretend you have anything other than talent in playing football. And we're going to stick a suit on you and we'll have to listen to you babble through a thought that takes you 20 minutes to express. And you know what the thought was when Shannon Sharpe talked about Aaron Rodgers? The thought was, I am a has-been. I need people to listen to me and give a damn about anything. So I'm going to sit there and talk about my career and how I didn't miss minicamp and how a quarterback can't miss mandatory minicamp. And he's going to put all these thoughts in your head. And there are Jet fans that actually are believing this. They're upset. They're angry at Aaron Rodgers. This is the dumbest thing. Why is it so hard for a human being to understand that they are human and it's a job? And every single person that's hearing this, if you're an adult that's ever had a job, has known that they've taken days off that might not qualify as what the company defines as an excusable day off. Is every sick day you ever use because you're sick? There was never a day you wanted to do something? What about a mental health day? What about, was there ever a time you said, I want to take my kid to the zoo? How many of you have taken your kid to a Jet game, Monday Night Football, and they didn't go to school the next day? Maybe you didn't go to work. Maybe you spent the day with them. Maybe you went on that Monday to tailgate with them and they took off school. I know my older brother would take me to Met games when I was a kid, and my parents knew. The school didn't say it's okay to not go to school because you're going to a Met game. But sometimes we wanted to go to a Met game and be a family. Aaron Rodgers has been to everything. They've been waiting for him to miss something so they could play this negative anti-Aaron Rodgers, anti-New York Jets campaign. Months ago, he worked it out. This is not, he suddenly didn't show up. This was planned. It was planned. I don't care what he was doing. I don't care if he was in the shower whacking off and he wanted more whack off time on those 3 days because that's a valuable thing in his lifetime. I don't care. It is none of my business and I don't care. Because he went to every voluntary camp, every voluntary practice. And he said it. He went and he called them and he said, those dates I'm going to miss. You can find me. I know that it's not an excused absence. I know that it's not a reason not to show up. But my value system, I'm 41 freaking years old. I've done everything I could to prove myself in this league. And I am taking those 3 days because that week, wherever I am, I'm away. I'm not canceling this trip for 2 freaking days of practice. They say 3, it was 2. They canceled the 3rd day. They were going to cancel it anyway. And do you know what it ended up doing for the New York Jets? It ended up allowing them to take the backup quarterback, which we've needed in the past few years, if you have any freaking memory, and allowed them to be the number 1 for that minicamp. Isn't that valuable? No, don't look over my shoulder at Aaron Rodgers to see what he's thinking. Look at me, Tyrod Taylor, your new leader. That is an important thing. It doesn't hurt this team at all. What it gives is dumb, idiot, moron, talentless, dumb, uneducated, ignorant. I took gym classes in college. Shannon Sharpe, something to talk about. That's all it is. It's stupidity. Stephen A. Jackson. His forehead is longer than mine, if that's possible, because he has hair, but it looks so ridiculous. With my fishbowl. Let me tell you something about this. And I'll tell you something about the Los Angeles Lakers. And I'll tell you something about LeBron this. And now I'm going to talk about Aaron Rodgers. Look, these media people are freaking fruitcakes. They're freaking fruitcakes. That's what they're worth. They're that piece of cake that sits on the shelf and goes rotten because nobody wants to eat it. That's what they are. They are a load of crap. I'm sick of them shitting on my team, and you should be sick of it too. And the only way to freaking deal with that is to ignore it. Don't give them the time of day. They're saying it to get this reaction. Let me be your reaction. But let me also tell you, Aaron Rodgers has been nothing but a role model teammate. Okay. And they can't stand it because he has spoken up against these jackass media people, these Rich Cimini, low-life scum. You know who likes Rich Cimini? Low-life scum, because they see themselves in them. Yes, I'm a scum person who puts myself above other people and doesn't care about truth and being kind and realness and being human. I care about saying things to make myself feel better about my miserable life. And that's why Rich Cimini and this Main Street media people are popular, because they allow people to take all their hate in their life, all the shit of their life, and take it out on some professional football player that's done nothing to them and has done nothing wrong. Aaron Rodgers has done nothing wrong. Nothing. You want to be a little perturbed or upset at Hassan Reddick? That's a debate we could have, right? That's something that's happening. Some people will side with the player every time. And what's funny is it's always the people who make $50,000 a year and work their ass off fighting for a player who makes more money than they will make in their lifetime and defending them because they have this weird dream that they're going to be millionaires someday and have that same struggle or some weird shit like that. But that's a debate, at least. We can sit there and debate Hassan Reddick. Should he play? Shouldn't he? Some of us fall in the middle. I'd put myself in the middle. Yeah, I would ask for some guarantees before I step foot on that freaking turf. I would. But at the same time, I'm not going to sit there and demand a 5-year contract after I told them that I was going to play. So debatable, different kind of thing. Aaron Rodgers did nothing wrong. Nothing. If he didn't show up to mandatory camp and didn't call or anything, that's bad. The coaches knew, the owner knew, the management knew. There was no secret. Nothing bad happened. The players aren't mad. The leader of the defense, one of the outspoken leaders, Sauce Gardner, came out and defended him. The players are defending him. They have no problem with him not being there because he's been at every voluntary workout there's been. Last year, he was on the sideline with headset while he was hurt with his ankle. As soon as he was able to travel after his surgery, he was with the team every week. He won the most inspirational player award on the team, even though he only played 4 plays. That's what the players think of Aaron Rodgers. So who cares what these turds, and let me tell you something, turds is not strong enough of a negative word. Who cares what these turds want to say? Who cares? Let me tell you something. They're getting nervous and they're getting upset, especially the Miami fans, the Bills fans. They're getting nervous and they're getting upset because the reason they're lashing out on us more than they ever have, what's bothering them so much, is that this time it's real. We're coming and we're going to beat them. They know we're going to beat them. We're better than Miami. Miami, I don't even know if they're going to win 9 games. I can't wait. They're such a shitty team. They got an offensive-minded coach. Their defense is worse and worse every year. They're losing talent on their defense every year. They are a joke. They are a joke. They beat bad teams. They're very good at beating the teams they should. I'll give them credit for that. But man, Miami Dolphins can't beat a great football team because they're not a great football team. So they're unable to beat great football teams. That's why their record is so bad against winning teams. That's why they haven't won a playoff game in 24 years, because they're an imposter organization with a bunch of fans that have their sun burned from the sun in the Miami Heat, and they have no brain cells. Right? And the Buffalo fans, every year, Buffalo. You haven't won anything. The arrogance of Buffalo fans is hysterical to me. You sit there proudly, Bills Mafia, Bills Mafia. You guys haven't done whack. The Cincinnati Bengals were in the Super Bowl, and more recently than you. I mean, where are you, Bills? When I turn on if you're so good, where are you when I turn the Super Bowl on? You're not there. Your 15 minutes are up. It's another team's turn to try to take down the Kansas City Chiefs. That's going to be the Jets, and they know it. And we have some turd Jet fans, Alon, that are not really fans, and they're just there to just be nasty and take the miseries of their life out on the team, just like their name was Rich Cimini. And they call themselves Jet fans, and they're not. Because it's either, and if you're offended by that, well, is it because you're stupid then? Because you're either stupid or you're someone that's just a miserable human being. If you're not sitting there saying and believing the Jets are going to win 10 plus games this year, I say 12-5. And I'm only saying that out of respect that the Miami Dolphins do have Tyreek Hill. They do have a great offense. They have explosive players. I'm saying it out of respect that Buffalo has proven it, that they win. They find ways to win. So I will respect them, and I will give them each a victory over us and give us 2 losses. I respect the 49ers. I respect the Pittsburgh Steelers. I respect the Cleveland Browns. And I'm not saying those are the 5 we're going to lose, but that's an example of games we might lose because they're very good teams. They are. They are. Some people are saying Cleveland Browns, what's he talking about? Watch the Cleveland Browns. They're going to be very good. But that's a whole other argument. Hey, the point is, we are making the playoffs. Of course, we say, you always want to qualify if we stay healthy. But remember, it's true for every team. We have to stay healthy. Of course, we have to stay healthy. Of course, we have to stay healthy. Of course. Of course, our offensive line can't be an infirmary. Of course, Aaron Rodgers has to stay healthy. Yes, of course. But as football fans, we can't live in a world where, they're going to get injured. Then what's the point of watching? We have to live in a world where we can assume, hold on, I kind of like, wait, how do I get here? This is good because then I'm surrounded. Okay, so, sorry, I get distracted, ADHD. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh, yeah. Of course, we have to stay healthy. But the reality is if we do, what do we have right now on paper? Who are we right now? And what we are as a team that is destined to win at least 5 games. They might prove me wrong. I might be the schmuck. They might go 14-3, 15-2. But if you're an idiot sitting there saying, I'm 10-7, I'm a Jets fan for 30 years, and it's not good, or Michael the fraud is the reason Denzel Mims wasn't good. But then when Denzel Mims can't make it the other team, I'm never going to retract what I said about Michael the fraud because I'm not man enough to admit that I'm wrong. You see what I'm saying? You see where I'm going with this? Ladies and gentlemen, we are a playoff team. This is the year. These are the years. These are the years to enjoy. Get the trauma out of your head. It's our time now. Our time. And that is a rant.